Hey guys, it's Tony here at Game Freak Blog again, just bringing you another video, and today we have for you Aliens Colonial Marines. The game is now out in the wild. You can go out and buy it this minute, should you want to, of course. The game has been getting an utter drubbing from the reviewers out there, so I'm just basically making this video to give my 2 pence worth of the game, which is probably about all that it's worth. This is a game mode, this is some online multiplayer. I'm specifically not bringing you any single player at the moment, just in case you're playing through it yourself or you've just picked it up and you don't want any spoilers or anything. That being said, the next video that I'm going to do on my channel is going to be a complete run through of level 1 of the game. I played through it yesterday in co-op with Bryony and Cabbage, so thank you for you two guys helping me out get that video footage. I'm going to be uploading that maybe later on today, if not tomorrow, so in case you're sitting on the fence about getting the game after the reviews, you can sit and watch me play through the entire first level of the game, and you can get a bit more of an idea about what it looks like, how the game plays, all that kind of thing. This is a match of Extermination that we played. Extermination is pretty much like Battlefield Conquest. You've got sets of eggs distributed throughout the map. The Marine player has to go around, capture the egg points to destroy them, and the alien player has got to essentially attempt to stop them from doing it. So that's pretty much the footage that you're seeing here. Now, Colonial Marines, where do we start? I mean, basically, the game was originally a PlayStation 2 title. It was meant to be, it was scheduled to be coming out in around about 2001, but it was cancelled before it was released. And basically Sega purchased the rights from the Alien franchise, and Gearbox and Sega said that they were going to be bringing out a game based on the Colonial Marines, and it was going to be a sequel to the game, a true sequel, part of the canon if you like. It was meant to have some dynamic AI squad-based routines, so when you were playing through it single player, you could almost use the D-pad to bark out commands to the Marines, get them to burn through doors, get them to sit and hold an area for you to capture, whatever it is. There was meant to have all these AI routines and everything, and then apparently they dropped that because they wanted it to be more of a 4-player dynamic co-op thing and all this kind of garbage. Anyway, long story short, the game has been showing off for years now, it just seems, and with every video that they've brought out, I was getting more and more excited about the game. I absolutely love that Aliens movie. It's one of my favourite films of all time. And just from some of the preview videos and everything that was coming out, I was getting really excited about the game. I was just essentially just sitting there saying to myself, my God, just bring this game out. Pre-ordered it. Well, pre-order, I hate that. I ordered it. You don't pre-order something, you order something. So I ordered the game because I wanted to get the movie characters. Very excitedly, I ran down to the local game yesterday. There was no reviews about the game. There was an embargo that was put up, which is instantly a sign that something's not very right. If you've got a review embargo for the game that's going to be lifted on the day that the game comes out, you know, you've got to be really cautious. But anyway, I thought to myself, it's Colonial Marines, what the hell can go wrong? And sat and played through pretty much half of the campaign mode yesterday in co-op with Cabbage and Bryony. Then we sat down and played through all of the different multiplayer modes in the game. Now, firstly, I have to say, essentially the game is unfinished. It's just one of the glitchiest, messiest games that I've ever played in my entire life, and I've played quite a few games. It's the textures are just all wrong. There's lots of texture loading in the game. There's been parts of the game, I've been talking to a few people on Twitter about this, and they didn't really have this problem. I'm going to upload the footage later on in the week, just so you can see that I wasn't making this up at all. But it got to the point in about the 3rd or 4th mission onwards in the campaign mode where I didn't even have to hold X to open a door. I could just walk straight through the doors. It was absolutely awful. There's so much wrong with the game. When you're shooting and blowing up the aliens, there was one section where I killed an alien that was coming over a fence. I essentially dismembered him, just blew him to shreds, and all of his legs and arms were floating around in the air, disembodied from his body, shaking around like he was having an epileptic fit. There's been times when I'm running around and it all of a sudden decides to go into some kind of weird third-person mode where the camera's floating behind my shoulder. You can't actually see your gun to aim at enemies. There's been times before when I'm just running around in a multiplayer level and I can't even access my gun. I just can't bring it up at all. It's just, there's so much wrong with the game. In the single player campaign mode, when you're playing through it initially, you press your right bump. I'm playing this on the Xbox. You press your right bumper to bring up the motion sensor. The motion sensor is essentially not needed in the game. You don't need to bring up your motion sensor at any point. There's no point that you need it in the game, because the corridors and the areas that you're going through are just so small and so thin. You don't need to be made aware of what's coming towards you, because whatever comes out, it just jumps in front of you and you can shoot it. I thought the story was pretty shit, considering that it's meant to be a part of the canon. They went and talked to Ridley Scott about his ideas about Prometheus and what he would do with an Alien sequel. They got lots of the original artists that were involved in designing the Aliens universe. They got Michael Biehn back. They got the guy that played Abe Pone and Drake to come and do some voiceover duties. Everything should be, it's there. Everything should be right. I just don't know how you can screw up an Aliens game. I don't know how you can do it at all. The thing with this game, a few videos back, I made a game which was based on the Aliens versus Predator game that came out in 2010, and I basically postulated the question that was that game that bad, because lots of people say, oh, it was a shit game, it was a bit boring and whatever. You just go back and watch that video that I did now. I'll put up a little link here. I'll just click it up there. Look, there it is at the top of the screen. I'll put that little link there, and you just go back and just have a look at how smooth that game looks now. Basically, even the sounds in this game are wrong. There's none of the real. I think the aliens just make some kind of generic noises. There's none of that. In the AVP games and in the films, whenever the aliens are being killed, you almost hear that. It almost sounds like a little elephant being killed. It's like a big screechy, whiny noise, and there's none of that in here. The aliens just don't sound like aliens at all. Now, I'm not going to be one of these people that's just going to sit here and slag it off and say that it's the worst fucking thing ever. It is a bad game. It's very glitchy. It's unfinished. That being said, now bear with me on this, I do believe that playing it in co-op, if you're playing through the campaign with a few friends, there is some fun to be had from the game. I'm not going to sit here and just jump on the hate bandwagon with it. We played through, as I said, half of the campaign yesterday. We're going to be continuing that this afternoon, essentially just getting through and finishing the game. And there were certain bits we were having fun. I don't know if we were having fun down to the actual faults of the game, because it was so glitchy that there were several parts we were just laughing at the way that aliens died and teleporting through rooms. It's got this absolutely awful feature, and whoever put this feature in the game needs to be dragged out into the street and shot. But when you're playing through the co-op mode, if one of you lingers at the back, let's say if you go through, clear an area full of aliens and you have to get to this lift to go to the next place, if a few of your Marines and the AI characters are in front of you, if you've just taken a little diversion around a corridor to go and maybe look for one of the secrets, one of the little Easter eggs, it essentially just takes you out of the game. It teleports you to the area where your friends are, and sometimes this teleport, I shit you not, will teleport you 10 yards down the corridor that you were walking down anyway. The amount of times yesterday when the screen would just fade to like a fuzzy static mess, it would teleport me down the corridor, and I was like, hold on, I was walking this way anyway. Why the fuck have you just done that? It's just a pointless addition. They put all these Easter eggs and everything in for you to find. Oh look, this is the bit where they fought with the sentry guns. Oh look, there's Newt's head down in the sewer. But it basically punishes you for trying to go and look for it, because it just teleports you straight back down to where all of your other friends are. See, I'm ranting about it, but we did have a little bit of fun. Some of the online modes that we played through, this online mode here, Extermination, it's alright. I think the aliens are a little bit underpowered in the game, and unless you unlock some of the tank enemies, you're not really going to do all that well. The escape mode is pretty fun. Basically, escape mode is quite similar to Left 4 Dead. You start off in a compound, the Marines have got to make their way to an extraction point, and the aliens have got to try and stop them. That was pretty fun. I'm going to be diving into some more multiplayer games throughout this week, so I will be uploading a lot more footage, and these thoughts that I'm giving you now will be evolving. So what do you think? Have you bought Aliens vs Predator? Is it as bad as everyone is making out? Are you having any fun with the game at all? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Tony from Game Freak Blog, signing out. Catch you in the next video. Take care, guys.